Hey everyone, and welcome to the Great Kennedy Bake Off. I hope you guys are doing swell, and we're gonna jump right in and start off by introducing our judges for today.
Hi, I'm Chef Machete, and I'm the culinary arts instructor at Kennedy.
Hi, I'm Miss M, and I am the activities director at Kennedy.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Dome, and I teach drama and English at Kennedy, and I love cake.
Hi, I'm Shelby. I'm the AAC president at Kennedy.
How do I go? Oh, that's crazy. Okay. Hi, I'm Lance, and I'm a senior at Kennedy. That's the only thing I have going for me, bro. Relax.
Okay, so now we're going to watch a contestant's video, and then our judges will follow up by giving their feedback. How they're going to be rating is this: they're going to be giving a score out of 10 Titans, and then we'll total up the points out of 50 Titans to see who gets the most points, and they would be the winner of the competition. Our contestants for this competition are Dylan, Paige, Sydney, and Valeria. We're going to start off by starting with Sydney's video.
Hi, my name is Sydney Noguera. I am a junior and I am 16 years old. I mainly joined this competition because I've always had a love for baking. I've been baking since elementary school, around 3rd or 4th grade. And I haven't been able to bake lately because of school and other things that have kept me preoccupied. So I'm really excited to have this opportunity, this competition, to have the opportunity to bake a cake. I'm really excited for my cake. I think it's gonna be a really fun one and kind of unique in a way. I can't wait to see what everyone else bakes, and I wish everyone else luck. But yeah.
Hi, my name is Sydney, and here I'm making ube cake. So I'm peeling the root right now. Then I put it in some water so it can boil and soften up. So now I can shred it, which I'm doing right here. And then I started separating the egg yolk from the egg white so I can whip the egg whites into some fluffy meringue to add to the cake to make it fluffy. Then I'm adding some flour. So here I'm adding the baking powder. Then I'm adding some salt. Then I added some sugar as well. Then I sifted it, which is kind of fun. Then I added some oil to that bowl and some milk, which I had the egg yolks in there already, and then I mixed it all up so that it's combined before I put it into the dry ingredients. So here I added it into the bowl with all the flour and all the dry stuff. Then I mixed it all together. Then I added all the shredded up ube and some extract to intensify the flavor. Then I mixed it up and it made it really, and that was me dropping my phone. And then you can see the batter is really purple. And then now here I have a bowl of egg whites and I added some cream of tartar. And then I'm mixing it up so that it becomes fluffy. Then here I'm adding some sugar. You can see I folded that meringue into the purple batter that I had with the flour, the egg yolks, and all the liquid stuff. And I'm just folding it. Then after that I put it into my baking pan. Then I put it in the oven, set it to 30 minutes. Then 30 minutes later, I pulled it out. Moving on to my frosting and filling. So here I'm separating egg white and egg yolk so that I can put the egg yolk for my custard, egg white for my frosting. So I'm adding the egg yolks to a bowl. Then I added some cornstarch in the same bowl with it. Then I added some sugar, and then mixed it all together so it's all well combined. I put some milk and heavy whipping cream over the stove so that it will warm up and then I can use it for my custard. Then I added half that milk into the egg yolks and then put them back into the milk and mix them all together. Then I put it over the stove again so that it all gets thick and it's a custardy texture. Then I mixed it again, checking my recipe, and then I added some vanilla, and then I added some butter, mixing that again so it's all well combined. Then I put it into a bowl, adding it back in, and then putting some plastic wrap over it so I can put it into the fridge for it to cool down before using it for my cake. Now I'm doing the frosting. I added egg whites and some sugar into another bowl. Then I added some sugar again. Now I put it over the pot so that the sugar can not melt but dissolve inside the egg whites, and also cook the egg whites to a point that it kills off the bacteria in them. Then I put it into this bowl, whipping it for a few minutes until it gets stiff peaks, and then adding some butter to make it buttercream. Added a lot of butter, and then this was the final result. Now we're moving on to decorating the cake. So I pulled the custard out of the fridge, and now I'm mixing it so it's smooth after I let it set inside the fridge. Now I put some of the Swiss meringue buttercream I made and put it in a piping bag. Then I moved on to rounding off my cakes so that they're flat and they're easier for me to stack them together. Here's the second cake. Then I started doing the filling of the cake, and I put a rim of frosting, then custard in the middle. Then I put the second layer. Then I put some frosting on the outside so that I could do a crumb coat so that all the crumbs stay in this first layer. Then I worked on a second layer of frosting, and I frosted the whole cake. Then I moved on to coloring some frostings for my borders. So I did a purple one using the ube extract. Then I used yellow food coloring. And then, so I'm doing a Rapunzel themed cake. So I did the top border, and I made it like a braid to represent her hair during the movie. And then I did a purple border because she wears purple for a good amount of the time in the movie, and I did that on the bottom. Then I made some frostings with colors orange, pink, and I had some leftover purple frosting, and I made some flowers on top of her hair, which was the top border with the yellow. And then here's the final cake. And look at that.
Okay, everyone. So that was Sydney's Rapunzel themed cake, and it looked amazing. Now let's see what our judges have to say about it.
So I thought this was an extremely creative cake. I loved the use of the different techniques that she used, including equipment use of using a bain-marie, or what's called a double boiler to do her filling. I thought separating her eggs, she did a great job. So I think her technique was really good. I loved the theme. I loved the color. And let's see, what else did I put? Oh, and I also, as the culinary teacher, this impressed me that she knew how, that she needed to cook things to a proper temperature to kill off bacteria. I thought that was really great. I think she put a lot of, safety into that. I thought it was pretty complex with not just the cake, but the filling and the buttercream. I think she did an amazing job. Looks great.
I'll go next. I do have to agree with Chef. I was really impressed that she made the custard from scratch. She made the buttercream from scratch. I've never actually watched buttercream be made, so I didn't realize some of that. Was impressed with that. She knew how to fold in egg whites, right? She used technical terms. She knew how to crumb coat. Most people don't know how to crumb coat, so I was impressed with that. And she picked something unique. Her design was different. She braided the border at the top instead of just doing one strand. She made it look like a braid to represent Rapunzel's hair, so she got creative with that. I thought overall she did a really great job and picked a unique flavor and a unique recipe with a custard filling instead of just doing buttercream all the way around. I was impressed with that.
So difficulty, recipe, technique, I was blown away. I have never put that much effort into anything in my life. I was watching that cake and I was like, how? And I was really impressed. Creativity, I thought that was a really cute theme, although I have to admit, I wouldn't have known it was Rapunzel if she hadn't said it. The braiding though, that was some touch. When you watched her do it, it didn't look like it was gonna turn out to be a braid. And then when you see it from the top, really cool. The frosting had an interesting texture to it all the way around. It wasn't completely smooth. It almost looked like the siding on a house where it did have some texture there. Looking at the inside of the cake, I wasn't quite sure, and I think maybe Chef, you can help with this, if it was a little dry or if it was like perfectly moist. I kept staring at the different pieces on the inside and I just could not decide. But I'm not gonna lie, I want to eat that cake immediately. So overall, really impressed with this, and I might need someone to tutor me.
I agree with that.
I'm just gonna backtrack for a second to if you thought it was cooked properly. So the notes that I made was that the cake did look like it was cooked properly. When she cut into it, it was very smooth, and I tried to watch to see if any crumbs, you know, would come down on the knife, and it didn't seem to. So I think it was definitely, you know, still moist enough that didn't look dry, and it didn't look undercooked, because as she cut, you know, inserted the knife and cut it down, if it's not cooked all the way, it kind of would have stuck to the knife, and it seemed to be a very smooth, clean cut. I think she did an amazing job.
That's exactly what I was hoping to hear, because it looked like I wanted to eat it.
I know.
That looked really good. I really loved it. I loved the braiding. It was just beautiful. Like looking at the pictures and everything, like the detail, and the flowers were really cute too. It looked like her actual braid from Tangled. So I love that. And I love the ube. I love ube. So that was incredible that she like just did all of that. Yeah, so overall it was really great.
Do you have anything to add, Lance?
Oh, my bad. I mean, from like, since like, what's it called? My mom used to make that. It's kind of like, it's pretty much spot on, because like, yeah, it's pretty much like a Filipino staple. So it's like, yeah, I think she did a good job. I wouldn't change anything. I was gonna say like she could have frosted it better, but like I can't say that because like I probably would have done worse.
Okay, so now that we've heard what our judges have to think, let's see what they score this.
I actually did think it was a complex recipe. I think the different elements, from the cake to the buttercream to the filling to the buttercream, you know, were pretty difficult. I gave her, for each category, 2 Titans each, which would have been a 10.
I am going along the same lines with Chef. I was impressed with her pick of flavor for her cake, her technical, her use of the techniques that she knew. She knew how to fold in egg whites. That's a huge thing. How to separate eggs. That's another huge thing. So creativity, all of that recipe, I am giving her 10 out of 10.
I think we all know where this is going. I want this cake. That's usually a good sign that that's a great looking cake. So it's a 10 out of 10. 10 Titans for me as well.
I agree. I thought that was incredible. I loved it. I loved all the braiding and everything. So also 10 Titans for me.
Yeah, me too. 10.
Okay, so that leaves Sydney with a score out of 50 out of 50 Titans. Looks like the contestants are gonna have to step it up if they want to beat her. So for our next 2 contestants, we're going to be having a guest judge, Mr. Vega.
Hooray! Yay!
So now that we've seen Sydney's beautiful Rapunzel cake, let's move on to Dylan's.
Hi, my name is Dylan. I am 16. I am in junior year. I'm gonna do this baking competition because I've been baking for a while and I feel like I can use some good skill, and I feel like a challenge will help me out. And I just want to see how well I can do, because I've never really baked a cake and made frosting and everything from scratch. So I want to see how I do. So I forgot to video the making of the cake batter, but basically what I did is I mixed flour, sugar, and some baking powder, and then I got one ingredients like butter, sour cream, I got milk, and then I got egg whites. Those are the egg yolks that are separated. That is vanilla extract, and then I used some lavender tea leaves over there. And so the first cake just came out. I did toothpick in, and then came out clean. And then the other one is still cooking away. So I'm just gonna invert it onto this cooling rack, have it cool down, and then put the frosting on. And then also I'm gonna add a little bit of the lavender milk to the mixture to make it taste like lavender. So there it is, mixing the first batch. It's gonna look a little bit like a little drippy at first when it gets fully incorporated, but that's what I'm gonna add the rest of it in, so I can also incorporate the milk so that it tastes like lavender. So next we're just gonna pour some of it in. You just need a little bit of milk. I don't want to make it too wet because we're also gonna add in, move this out the way real quick. We're actually gonna add in a little bit of honey Greek yogurt. I think it's a nice addition to the texture. It helps get a little bit loose. All right, so we made the cream. Everything's all nice. It's the consistency that I want, thick, but not too much so I can't spread over the cake. And then we are going to dye the frostings so that I can color the inside purple and then the lavender piece is purple with a little bit of green. So I just applied the crumb coat right now and I let it sit in the refrigerator for a bit. And then I'm gonna add the rest of the frosting on, make it look nice, and then I'm gonna do the decorations. I'm doing my last finishing touches for the decoration of the cake by making little lavender stems go around the cake. I'm just using the purple frosting and spread it like this. And then I just like pipe the little the green stems out of this little plastic bag because I didn't have anything else to use. And I'll take a picture when it's fully completed.
So now that we've seen Dylan's lovely lavender cake, let's see what our judges have to say.
All right. Well, I think Dylan did a fantastic job. I absolutely love the idea of a lavender cake. It is, generally when I've had it, it's very light, it's creative, and it's very flavorful. So I'm hoping that's the result he got. I wish we could taste it. So a couple of things for technique. It looks like he did separate the eggs. We didn't get to see that. Did like how he checked to see the doneness of the cake. That is, the traditional way, the toothpick. This contestant also knew how to crumb coat, so that was good. And I didn't see any crumbs on his cake as he was putting on the buttercream. Loved the idea of the infused lavender. Would have maybe liked to have seen that process a little bit more when he was actually doing the infusion of it. And when I looked back through the recipe, I did see that he modified a couple of the ingredients. We know that he added in the yogurt, and there might have been a couple other things that he kind of deviated from the recipe, which that's fine. That's, very creative. And it looks like the end result was perfect. It looks like the cake was cooked really well. I'm not seeing any dryness to it. The buttercream might have been a little bit stiff, but it looked like it worked out fine. And I thought he did a great job.
Well, as an expert cake decorator, not. I thought that it looked really nice in terms of, showing that it was a lavender cake by decorating it with lavender. I thought that was kind of neat to mimic the lavender leaves and stems. I thought that was really cool to see because it gives you an idea of what you're going to be tasting as well. So I thought that was awesome. I too would have liked to have seen more of the process. I think that the process is kind of fun to talk about and explain as you're going through, but it certainly looked like it came out wonderful. So thank you.
Yeah, I personally love lavender. I just love lavender overall. So that was really cool, and I like how he decorated it. Especially it looked really clean, definitely, especially when he cut into it. Looked really, really good. And I like how he also went away from the recipe and added the yogurt to the frosting and stuff like that. So I'm a fan.
I'll go next. So I like the idea of the cake. I like the flavor. I've actually never had lavender cake, but now I actually want to try it because now it's piqued my curiosity. I'm looking at my notes as I say this, sorry, as I keep looking down. I would have liked to see him make the batter just to see again, like if he was following the techniques with the egg whites and all of that. I mean, he did say he separated them, but we didn't actually see him do that part. I do like that, again, he said the crumb coating, and then he actually refrigerated it to let it sit up, which is another trick a lot of people don't know. So I like that. I would say overall what I scored, because I had time to total, I gave him an 8 out of 10 for total.
So I thought the creativity was through the roof. I mean, we had bringing in random ingredients. We had using tea leaves instead of the traditional stuff. I apologize for the noise. My little personal car alarms going off. The recipe was really intriguing. I have not seen anything like that in my experience of box cakes, but I was really impressed. It looked like it was a hard recipe, and it looked like he was able to do it quite thoroughly. Just like everyone else, I would have loved to have seen what he did so that I could take notes and learn from somebody else. But unfortunately, that wasn't how it went down. And that's okay. I tallied mine up as well, and I would say the same. I had an 8 out of 10 Titans.
So Mr. Big and I did tally ours also, and we did have an 8 out of 10 Titans also.
Okay, and then mine was 9 out of 10 Titans.
Excellent.
Now that the judges have told us what they think about Dylan's cake, he came out to a total of 41 out of 50 Titans. Let's see how Paige does.
Hey, my name's Paige Francis, and I'm one of the competitors in the JFK Bake Off. I'm a junior. I also have a bit of a surprising idea up my sleeve, so hopefully that will appeal to the audience. Another one of my goals for this competition is for the cake to come out of the pan. I do not want to turn over the pan and it stays there. I am making sure that that cake comes out of the pan. Wish me luck in this competition, and may the best baker win.
So I'm gonna begin making my cake. Today I'm gonna be making a lemon cake with strawberry frosting on top. So let's get started. So here is my recipe.
Hey, voiceover Paige here. So I added in 3 cups of flour.
Because I don't have cake flour, I'm gonna take out some flour and put in some cornstarch.
So I did that off camera, and here I'm just adding in my baking powder and baking soda. And then I started to zest 2 lemons.
Okay, so now I'm gonna whisk it all together to just kind of blend it, and then I'm gonna set it aside. So in another bowl, my bigger bowl, I'm gonna work on my wet ingredients.
So in this bowl, I added in milk, vegetable oil, lemon juice, and lemon extract, and then I just whisked it all together. Also just, oh my gosh, ignore me looking like I'm talking. I honestly just started rambling as I was making this cake. But yeah, I'm just adding all the lemon flavors in. And then I mixed it all together. And then here I'm just adding in my sugar mixture into my beaded butter. I had to cream the butter a little bit. And then I added in 4 eggs and mixed each of those in until the yellow of the yolk disappeared. And then I started to add in my flour mixture and my milk mixture. I just alternated that, and that created the batter. Here I'm greasing and buttering my pan.
I greased the bottom, or I buttered the bottom of this pan and as well as the sides, and I'm gonna put some parchment paper down on the bottom so to really just prevent the bottom from sticking.
And then I started to put the batter into my cake pans. I'm gonna be making a 2-layer cake.
Okay, so I filled both of my cake pans with my batter, and now I'm gonna put them in the oven and bake them. So today I'm going to make my buttercream. My cakes have been sitting wrapped so they retain their moisture. The cakes came out really nicely out of the pan. I just wasn't able to film it, but I have some pictures and clips I can insert. Here's a picture of the cake out of the pan. The cake came out perfectly. I turned it over and the cake plopped right out. I was so happy that that happened. So I'm gonna cream these 2 sticks of butter. I'm making a strawberry buttercream to go with my lemon cake. Let the mixing begin. I mixed so much for this cake, it's unbelievable. So I basically just super creamed the butter and then I pureed strawberries. Okay, so my strawberries are officially pureed. It's a pretty liquidy consistency. So now I'm gonna start adding this and powdered sugar. Okay, more mixing. So I'm basically just alternating between adding powdered sugar and my strawberry puree into my creamed butter. And after all this mixing I did. That's really good. Yay! Yeah!
Did it get creamier? Is it less gritty?
Less gritty. So more strawberry, more mixing. I just added a little bit more in as well as some milk. Moment of truth. Oh yeah. That's so good. The strawberry has definitely been added back into the frosting. And it's buttery, sugary, and strawberry-y all at the same time. So then get frosting on my cakes. Finally, I get to frost the cake. So I put some frosting down on the bottom, cut the top off of the first layer, and then just started to frost both of the layers together. I did somewhat of a light chrome coat, but mainly I just went for it and just slathered the frosting on. And I'm gonna use these strawberries to kind of just create a design. I also have a blueberry here in the middle. So I basically just kind of built this floral design, I guess you could say, and I added blueberries in between. And then this is an overhead shot of the design that I went with. Okay, so now I'm going to cut the cake open and reveal the inside. I'm literally horrible at cutting open cakes. Like, I'm just so bad at it, but hopefully it was a good enough cut. I mean, it still tastes good, so. Okay. So here is the slice of cake. As you can see, this layer is purple and then this layer is obviously yellow. So purple and yellow for the Titans colors. So I just wanted to let you know the cake tastes great. It's so lemony, it's very moist. The frosting complements the lemon really well. The strawberry and lemon just go really well together. Judges, I wish you could taste this because it is so good.
I like the idea of her, I like the choice of flavor that she did. Again, I've been impressed so far. Like, all of the contestants have the cakes they've chosen are not traditional, just plain boring vanilla. They're getting creative with that. That's why I really like that. Her recipe did look like it was a little bit difficult. So on that, I was impressed with that. So that scored higher for her. She did seem to have some difficulty executing the frosting of the cake. I did notice the top layer kept sliding off on her. So I think her buttercream could have been a little more stiff. I think it was a little runny. So she was having some issues with that. Overall, I think she did a really good job. I like the idea of her surprise of the purple, though I am curious how she did it, like Chef and Mr. Baker were pointing out, because it wasn't that vibrant purple that you would get from a food coloring. It clearly was something natural. So I'm just curious of what she did. And if it was blueberry, that is awesome, because Blueberry and lemon always go great together. So overall, I gave her a 7.5. Titans.
I'll go next. Creativity, really cool. Those flavors, I am salivating as we speak. I want to eat it right now. There's nothing on my mind other than I want to devour this cake because it just sounds delicious. I like that there was a lot of natural components to the cake, although I did notice that she hadn't read the recipe all the way through, so she had to take some of her ingredients out and trade it in, because if you had read further down, it said, if you do not have this, then do this instead. But she, did the switch after the fact. I'm glad that she did catch it though, because that would have been a little disappointing. Definitely a very talented baker. Really impressed with a lot of what she had going on. The recipe looked hard. Her technique was definitely better than mine. But I agree with you. It did look like the top layer was starting to fall off. And I'm really happy that when she was tasting it, she was like, this is amazing. And it got to her level of, this is what I wanted. So I ended up with another eight Titans.
Okay, I can go next. I agree. I do like that all the flavors were very natural. It looked really nice overall, and I love the video. Her energy was great. I also like that she didn't have baking flour, so she looked up a substitute, which is the cornstarch. And then I like how she created the strawberries. I do feel that it could have been cleaner when it came to decorating it. And then also I agree that like the frosting was kind of coming up on the top. But otherwise it was very good overall, looked really great. So I'm gonna give them 8.5 Titans.
Okay, so I have a lot to say. First of all, Paige, you did an amazing job. You have a lot of energy. I think that we both think you should be on Food Network. We would watch you. You did fantastic. So I appreciate your enthusiasm. Totally appreciated your confidence in the beginning. And I loved how you challenged yourself with doing the cake competition. And also how you challenged yourself to make sure that cake was going to come out of the pan. Mm-hmm. Because I'm telling you, I have been, cooking and baking my entire life, and I'm much older than you. And I still, when that cake gets flipped over and I'm waiting for it to come out of the pan, I still get that, oh God, is it going to work? And, most of the time it does. I know what you mean. So getting to your cake, we thought your recipe was really creative. We did love the idea of the flavor combinations of the different, the strawberries and then the citrus also. We thought it was a fairly difficult recipe. The execution we thought was fantastic, and the technique we were impressed with also. So just a couple things that stood out for us were we might have seen it we thought that you did in advance know about substituting the cake flour because you did have the cornstarch ready. So I'm not sure, but I felt like that was impressive that you were prepared for that, and I was proud to see that. The one thing that both of us are pretty seasoned in the kitchen, we did notice that you did not use a liquid measuring cup. So be sure that you always use a liquid measuring cup when you're measuring whatever, milk, oil, things like that. Did a great description going along. Your video was great, telling us all your different steps. When you cut the cake, we both said, ooh, that was clean, it was smooth, looks like it retained the moisture. And so we were super impressed when you were tasting that you did not double dip. Oh. So we were waiting. We were waiting for that. We were like, oh my God, oh no, is she gonna do it? And then you flipped it around and you did the handle of the spoon. And then in the next step, when you tasted it again, we did wait to see and try to make sure that you did have another clean spoon. So our eyes are showing us you did, and we're proud of you for that. So you did a great job, Paige. We are giving you 9 Titans out of 10.
So the only thing if I were adding anything, if I were going to add anything, the personality came through in the cake. That was something that I thought was really awesome. You started with confidence, but there was also that air of concern and and worry that everybody would have. And I can truly attest to that. I baked my daughter's cake here for her birthday a couple of months ago, and when I flipped it over, it slid right off and landed on the floor and broke all into pieces. And so I absolutely can totally appreciate the concern of getting that cake, especially out of that taller cake pan that you're using. To get it out of there was a pretty amazing feat. So yes, good job.
I think we were all celebrating when we were all celebrating.
Totally celebrating your success. And also, one thing, I just was reading my notes again. Lastly, I want to say thank you so much for your school spirit. We appreciate that. We love the Titan, the purple and the gold, the yellow. So thank you. Thanks for being a spirited Titan. Thanks for that surprise.
So thank you, judges, for what your opinion on Paige's cake. Her total came out to 42 out of 50 Titans. She's right behind Sydney, who got 50 out of 50. And Dylan is not far behind with 41 out of 50. Alrighty, everyone, let's move on to our last contestant, Valeria.
Hi, my name is Valeria Valdez, and a sophomore here at Kennedy. During quarantine, I've had a lot of free time, and one of the hobbies I picked up was baking. I bake a lot of cakes for my family members and friends, whether it's their birthday or just a small gift. I joined the baking competition because I really do enjoy baking, especially baking cakes and decorating them. I'm really excited to see how it turns out, a little nervous. Hopefully I don't run into any problems, and I wish everyone good luck on their videos.
Six hours later.
Wow, that was a beautiful chocolate cake. Now let's see what the judges have to say.
Okay, so we thought Valeria did a fantastic job. We would have liked to have seen her maybe explain more throughout the video. However, we could follow along fine with what the cake was. Weren't sure about the design, but it came together really nicely. So what we were most impressed with was her cake decorating skills. So her technique was very, very good. Her frosting, we could see, was very smooth. Her piping skills were precise. Piping up the cake is difficult without getting a lot of smear and streaking. Oh, we were impressed with how she transferred the cake from the plate onto the other, cardboard display thing. We thought she did a fantastic job, and we are giving her 10 Titans out of 10. Excellent job.
I'll go next. I too held my breath when she moved the cake, I have to say. I was like, oh my gosh, no, please don't drop it. Because that's what I think I would do. So I was impressed with that. It is just a chocolate cake, but I think she did go above and beyond with her decorating. And clearly she has the skills for it because she was doing everything and executed that beautifully. I first thought she was doing Among Us as her theme when she did a little break and showed us when it was just the two, and then at the end when they were frogs, I was like, oh, that's adorable. But I thought it was beautifully decorated. She clearly knows how to pipe and knows how to do that. She has some piping skills with cake decorating, and she has that down. I loved that she was sampling some of the things, like she tasted the vanilla, and though that stuff smells wonderful, it tastes awful straight out of the bottle. Yeah, but it's just, I loved how she reacted to some of the things, and the cocoa powder and all of that. I too am also giving her 10 out of 10 Titans. It was hard.
So what came through for me was just her confidence. She was playing around the entire time because she knows what she's doing. She's not checking the recipe a million times. She knows she's done this before. She's very comfortable. The entire video, she was just having fun. And that came out and that came through. And we were having fun watching her. I laughed so many times at the different facial expressions when she dropped all the frosting. It was just fun. So for me, when I was looking at the points, it was a more simplistic recipe, but I have not seen, out of most of our contestants so far, her confidence just was shining bright. She was very confident, very comfortable, and her cake was gorgeous. I've said it for just about every cake, and I'll say it again. I want to eat that cake. So I will also be giving a 10 out of 10 Titans.
I loved just how her personality really showed through with the cake, and like the little slide that was really cute. At first I was like, did she like mess up or something? And then like once it all came together, it looked really nice. So I love that. And I agree, even though it was pretty simplistic, just the overall like decoration and everything, it was really clean and it looked really nice. And I loved little JFK. So that was cool. So I will also be giving 10 Titans.
Bro, am I next? Oh, okay, word. Dude, okay, I was like cool with everything. I was like, okay, this seems pretty normal, right? And then when she like cut a hole like into the cake, I was like, yo, did she mess up, dude? I was ready to knock her off like a point for that. I was like, yo, what is she doing, bro? And then when I saw like the finished product, I was like, sheesh. Like, yeah, like she knew what she was doing like the entire time, judging off like what she was doing, but like when she was like decorating it, I was about to like knock her off a point because I was like, dude, what happened, dude? She like bit off a chunk off the top, and I was like, dude. But yeah, the cake looks good. So like, it's simple, but like it looks good. So 10 out of 10 too.
Thank you, judges, for your opinions on Valeria's cake. Her total came out to be 50 out of 50 Titans. Now let's see what our judges are going to say to our contestants, and let's bring them in.
Hello. These are our judges. Say hello.
Hi, I'm Paige. I'm a junior.
Hi, I'm Dylan. I'm also a junior.
Hi, I'm Valeria, and I'm a sophomore.
I'm Sydney. I'm a junior.
So now that we have our contestants here, let's see what our judges have to say.
Okay, well, first of all, I want to say congratulations. All four of you produced some amazing cakes. Your skills, very nice. And I was so happy that I was included as a judge for this. So first of all, Sydney, I want to say, I think you did an amazing job. Your use of your ingredients, I think, were what impressed me the most. Your cake, I thought, was fairly difficult, and your cake decorating skills were spot on. So I applaud you for that. You did a great job. So Dylan, super proud of you, being the only male in the competition too. You're very brave. Your cake was beautiful. I thought it was classic. I loved the ingredients of the lavender and the use of that, the complexity of that. Your cake decorating skills, very nice also. Paige, you did an amazing job, and what shined through for me not only were your cake decorating skills and your cake, but your personality. You were like a Food Network star. We loved your enthusiasm and kind of your show business presence. So you did a great job. I loved the use of your flavors. Those are my favorite flavors. It's a really nice light spring dessert. I was watching you, girl. You did not double dip. I was so proud of you when you tasted. Great job. And then lastly, Valeria, your skills are really, really impressive. Your cake decorating is very clean and very professional. Your cake looked amazing, and we really, really appreciated your talent being showcased.
Absolutely, I can't agree more. I mean, if this is what cake decorating JFK is about, then you're all stars. It was awesome. I mean, absolutely incredible. I do have one question, Paige. How did you get purple in that cake?
Oh,
know. We gotta know.
I used food coloring.
Oh,
yeah.
There we go. We were sitting here arguing. Okay, it was awesome. But yes, nice surprise at the end. That was really cool.
Yeah, great job. Everyone, you did a great job. Super proud.
Okay, first off, I have to say I am just thoroughly impressed with everybody's baking skills. I can say I started baking early on, but I did not have the skills that you guys have when I was in high school. So I'm thoroughly impressed with that. You guys are I learned some techniques from some of you, and I love that. I was really impressed with everyone's cakes that came out, and I really don't have anything. I can't say anything negative about any of them. I just want to congratulate all of you on a job well done, and again, congratulations on, I guess, just stepping up and doing a fun activity that's different and showing off your skills to the Titan community. So we're proud to call you Titans. Good job, guys.
So all of you are way better than I can ever imagine being as a baker. You have surpassed my skill probably by the time you're in elementary school. So congratulations, you guys did an amazing job. Sydney, your technical knowledge is astounding. Watching you, not only did I learn stuff, but I also was terrified that I would never be able to do it, and I'm gonna try anyway. So watching you was like watching someone who actually knew what they were doing, and I was impressed. Dylan, your creativity with how you switched up some of your different ingredients was really impressive, using the tea leaves, using the yogurt, just to bring in these different flavors. And it wasn't even mentioned in the recipe, which is something I wouldn't even consider doing because it'd probably catch on fire instantly. So I was really impressed. Paige, your flavor palette, I was salivating. Like, seriously, I wanted to eat all of your cakes, but yours, I was like, not only would I eat it, but I would probably eat all of it. Like, all of it. The entire thing. There's no sharing. I'm eating your cake. And then Valeria, your cake was the most beautiful cake I have seen in a long time. Your skill, and I consider myself artistic, but when I was watching your cake with just the piping and everything, I was just baffled with how you have been able to get that kind of talent in decorating cakes at your young age. So I am very impressed with everything I saw, and I am going to be craving cake for the rest of this year. Thank you.
I agree with that. I'm craving it right now. But yeah, just great job to everyone. Just I'm impressed that like you guys just like went out of your way to do this competition. Like it's super brave of you guys, so pat yourself on the back for that. They all looked fantastic. We all wanted to eat them. We're not talking about that. Individually, I would say for Sydney, your technique was amazing, and I love watching it. And like the fact that you were like describing like everything that was happening and like what like it means and stuff like that. I thought that was really great. And then Dylan, I love lavender. I literally love lavender so much. So that was really cool that you decided to do that. And then Paige, you were so entertaining, just with like everything, your personality really showing through. And then Valeria, I love your decorating because I love frog cakes. So overall, great job, everyone.
I go again? Okay. Yo, stop acting like I'm dumb, bro. No, I'm just joking. But like, what's it called? I didn't really see Paige or Dylan's, but Sydney, I liked yours a lot, especially because like it's ube, dude. Like it's Filipino. Valeria's cake looked really good though, because like the way she decorated too. I said this like earlier, but like I thought you messed up when you were decorating because you like it looks like you bit a hole from the top when you were like filling up that void to make like a path. I was like, dude. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think all you guys did a good job.
All right, everyone. Thank you for participating in this baking competition, and thank you, judges, for being here. Now let's see where everyone placed. In third place, we have Dylan, and in second place, we have Paige. And first place, we have a tie between Valeria and Sydney. So to determine the winner, we're gonna move on to our Instagram account, TinyUp50, where we're gonna put up a poll, and we're gonna let you guys choose who won. Thank you guys, and congratulations to everyone who participated.
Hey everyone, as you guys know, we had a tie between Valeria and Sydney for first place, so we went on our Instagram account TinyUp50 and posted 2 IGTVs of both contestants, and we let you guys decide who you think should win. And the results are out, and we have our official Kennedy Bake Off winner, Valeria Valdez. Congratulations and good day, Titans.